Yep.
Hello, everyone. We are Dances with Kobolds, and tonight we are playing Call from the Deep. But before I let Patrick take it away, please, in the doobly-doo down below, please check out our sister shows as part of the Heroes Wanted collective of shows, as well as our Extra Life page. But without further ado, take it away, Patrick.
Thank you, Stephanie. Welcome, everyone, to Call from the Deep. I am the Game Master. I will be putting characters in situations and seeing what trouble befalls them. Joining me tonight are...
I am Old Silver. Excuse me, Old Silver, the Sea Elf Sea Captain.
Hi, I'm Ian. I'll be playing Pavo, the Aarakocra Bard, and the situation.
Hi everyone, I'm Tara and I should be playing Ishka, the Water Genasi Druid of the Coast.
Hello, Nabil here. I'll be playing as Scrapheap, a Warforged Paladin, taking on the Oath of the Open Seas.
Hi everyone, my name's Chris. I'll be playing Montauk, Lord of the Summit, Goliath Battlemaster Fighter, with a memory like a steel trap. Now, where did I leave my keys?
And I'm Stephanie, and I'll be playing Rue Belle Devereaux, the cleric of Umberlee and the second princess of Moraes.
We pick up with our heroes on their slightly leaking ship. They have just gone around the Corinne archipelago, heading back towards safer seas and the mainland. The last few days are a little bit of a cloudy blank in your heads. You remember there was like a sunken ship sea ghost that vaguely knew Scrapheap but called him by a different name, and you went to an island that, I don't know, there was not much there, just a few boring natives, and you didn't stick around. More in the front of your mind is your memory of traveling through the astral plane and some sort of crystal dragon that damaged your ship, which does need to be repaired. You have done the bare minimum. There's been a bit of mending. Your crew has done what they can. But you, Old Silver, and the rest of your crew, in talking it over, know that you're not too far from Orlambar, which is down here, and they are famous for having the best ship repair people basically in the Forgotten Realms. But you also know that Waterdeep is not too far away. As well, you do know that you are continually heading south, and if you guys zoom all the way out, you know that the prey that you are eventually seeking, King Tentrix, has his headquarters somewhere down by the Nelanther Islands, all the way down here. So we pick up with everybody on the ship deck. Scrapheap, you have come across a couple of new parts that hopefully you can find someone to, replace some of your current limbs.
Where did we get these?
And
Where did we get these? I don't remember anything.
Yeah, you vaguely remember finding them somewhere on the island, or maybe it was like a sunken ship somewhere. In Ishka, you have woken up with a half-remembered spell that Deep Seychelles has gifted you, seemingly for your reward of something, and you think that it's probably to do with destroying all the aberrations that you did in the astral plane. But
All right.
the weather is good. You guys have been sailing now for a couple of days. Time has come to find out where exactly you guys want to head.
Oh my god.
And actually, I will also say, no, go. Yeah, we'll pick up there. You guys go ahead.
Montauk remembers everything. He left his keys in the armor stand in Old Silver's room.
Yes, sure, go take them.
Sorry, I'll be below decks.
Why are his keys in your room, Old Silver?
I bought that armor off of him. Ages and ages ago, don't you remember? It's a display in my room now.
Why are you two going in my room?
Montauk's keys are in there.
Our room,
Right.
Pavel.
Scrapheap's oil is in there.
If we're going to find out about these pieces of scrap heap, we should probably head to Waterdeep.
Well, should we go back and ask the people we got them from? Because I really don't recall anything.
You never recall anything, Pavo.
Well, not the night before, no.
Pavo, what's my middle name?
Filibuster Snowden.
He doesn't even remember that. Or was
Montauk,
it me? I don't remember that.
Montauk returns with a rain barrel full of water from below decks, soaking wet, and says, "We should go to Orlambar. They could probably fix the holes in the ship."
That
Barrel
would be the
must
better option.
600 pounds.
600 pounds?
A full barrel of water, yes.
Montauk has no problem with it.
Yeah, and coming up behind are two of your other crew members that are struggling with what is now just over 3/4 of a barrel as it is sloshing as they are trying to bring it up the stairs.
Ishka will shape water so the water and like pull the water out of the barrel and over the side. Wait, is this fresh water or seawater?
Seawater.
Yeah, okay. So I'll shape water it out of the barrel and over the side of the ship, and I'll just
You
excuse
shape
me?
water it away from the salt?
No, I can't do that. I can't separate the salt from the water. I can just make the water make
I
shapes.
can destroy water.
That
would
takes
just give it
spell slots, though.
Yeah,
I
and
know.
Utanke, looks at you and just says, "Thank you," and cracks his sort of back and starts carrying the empty barrel back downstairs.
Yeah, I'll follow him and do what I can to help stop up the cracks.
We gotta have a pump.
Wait. We also
you have bilges in the area, but I mean, this is the side of the ship that got wrecked. So I mean, that's why you guys can still float. This is just you've got little leaks that are sprung around.
No, but what I'm saying is
Mending
even
lights.
then, they had
Mending lights.
pumps. Yeah, and we could have mending. We could have fixed the hole completely by now.
We don't have the material.
Using mending will take weeks. You guys have patched it up just fine. That's why you're not in any danger of sinking. It's just you're going more slowly than your optimal speed would be.
I was just going to use every door but the one I'm using.
And it's about 3 p.m. when Rubel, you hear a little sort of and then a voice in your head that you recognize as the dread High Trident Abilene. And you hear her voice just reach out saying, "Can you hear me yet? Where are you? Where have you been? The meeting has been set up. I need to speak to you."
It's a long story. We're on our way to, where are we on our way to again?
We haven't decided yet if we're going to Waterdeep or the other place.
Well, I mean, if she wants to have the meeting like now, then
This
we're
is
going to have to go to
helping us
Waterdeep
decide
and then
where
hit
we're
Orlambar
going.
later.
It's a long story. Got stuck in the astral plane. We're out now, and we're trying to get to a port for repairs. When's the meeting?
Where are you? Which port? The meeting is set up. And you hear a bit of hesitation, and she says, Breakhand Cove. It's near the Cloakwood. It's just south of Baldur's Gate.
We'll be there.
And she says,
All right, and I'm going
what's
to
your position?
Go to this.
Yeah, and she will ask, what's your current position?
I'm guessing that this is us right up here, Patrick.
Yes.
Okay.
All right,
North
and
of
what
Corin.
is your current position?
North of Corin. Just north of Corin.
Northeast.
All right,
Yeah.
just north of Corin.
Yeah, and Silver, you would know it's probably a good day and a half to Orlumbar, and, with good speed, 4 to 5 days to get down to around the Cloakwood.
So we'll
And so-
be there in 2 days?
It will
You'll be
take
in Orlumbar. Yeah, so if you tell her 5 days, she says, all right, get your ship repaired. I will meet you in Orlumbar. Things have changed. I will see you there in a couple of days.
I can't wait to see you too.
She didn't say that.
You guys don't know that.
Is Rubel saying this aloud to the air?
Hope springs eternal for Rubel.
Yes, she is.
Why is she talking to the mast?
I am talking to the Dread Trident. Thank you very much.
The mast is a very
The Dread
important,
High Trident.
the mast is a very important member of the crew.
It gets us where we need to go.
Keeps the sails in place.
Okay, so I guess that's where we're heading.
With that, you go full sail. You pass a couple of other smaller ships heading the other way. They all sort of wave in kind of a friendly manner. When you are about a day out of Orlumbar, Fomamu pulls you aside, Silver, while you're sailing. It's a bright afternoon. The sun is high. There are a few scattered clouds, but you're making good time. And Fomamu just sidles over and says, "There's a shadow in the sky that's been circling."
I kind of glance up at it. What do my elf eyes see?
Give me a perception check.
Guidance.
And just remember, Pavo has the eyes of a peacock and the eyes of an eagle.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, you look up, and I mean, between the bright sun, it's a little hard to pick out anything, but you do not spot this sort of shadow that Fumamu was talking about.
Pavo, come here.
What do you need?
Suddenly. Could you look up and see if there's anything in that direction? I'll kind of gesture the correct direction. Up in the sky.
Okay, let's see. I'll pull down the little gogglies for the eyes of the eagle and advantage. God damn it.
Are you serious?
Can
Look,
I
I
recheck?
guidance you. Maybe you can roll a 4. Maybe you can roll a 4. 14.
14, you look directly into the sun at first, and yeah, don't catch much. But then you do, from behind one of the clouds, catch just a little bit of what appears to be a glint of almost a golden wing. And as this happens, you see breaking down through the clouds this massive dragon that is, lazily sort of flying around and,
Oh, I'll wave at him.
yeah, and then does bank towards your ship after you wave, and comes, and as it swings sort of past, you just hear a grumbling voice just say, "Permission to come aboard."
Permission granted.
Might want to move, Old Silver.
I feel like it's not going to be that big in a second. Oh, or it is.
It does. It actually perches sort of on the side of the boat, and the boat kind of leans off to one side. And, the dragon just kind of apologizes and just says, "I'm very sorry, but I can't stay long, but I see you are flying a friendly flag and wanted to know if you would do Mother Claus a favor."
Do we recognize that name?
Mm-hmm.
You certainly do, as does Ishka, as Mother Claus is the proprietor of the Scaly Eye Merchant Company, which operates up and down the Sword Coast.
It depends on the favor, but we are in a bit of a hurry. But if there's something we could do...
Well, the pirates lately have been getting bolder, and while normally none of them would ever target my ships, recently, when I was up rescuing a stranded crew near Luskan, I lost contact with one of ours, the Bobbing Barrel. It is a cog, and I feel it must have been attacked in Azavir's channel down near the Nilethanther Isles. I'm a little busy looking for some of the other ships in this area, but I would appreciate it if you would, if you're headed down that way, find any information you can. I can offer you 500 gold for this service, plus an additional 50 for any of my crew that you recover.
Is that it all on the way?
You would know that that is, in fact, you are headed down to the Nilanther Isles soon enough. You would also know that the Azavir Channel is not the world's safest channel, though it is a fairly common route taken.
Unsafe because of pirates, or unsafe because of natural issues?
Natural issues. It's tough to navigate. But, you also know that, Tentrix's headquarters is down there, so it could also be pirate issues at this point as well.
And her name is what, Mrs. Claus?
Mother Claus.
Mother Claus, we're on a bit of a time schedule, but could we talk maybe a little higher? We are, as you can see, badly in need of repairs, and while your offer is very generous, it may not be good for us to do right this second.
I'm not asking you to turn and head there immediately. Just if you are headed as south as you're one of the first ships I've seen heading this direction for a couple of days, thought I would ask a favor. If you need repairs, I suggest once you get into Orlimbar, you seek out Go to Tevin. They will do good repairs, and she apparates in front of you this blue pennant with a weeping eye on it, and she says, "This is the pennant of the Scaly Eye Merchant Fleet. If you fly this, you will get a better deal and Typically, it will give you some protection against pirates.
Oh,
I
you
don't
were very
actually-
generous.
I'm actually a little bit in the business of trying to attract pirates, to be honest.
Very
not-
curious.
He's curious.
And I'll look to everybody. Is everybody looking like they want to do it? Or want to accept
Yeah.
this job?
Might as well.
Absolutely.
I'll be holding the pennant like,
It is on the way.
It seems
why
like
not?
a fair job. Do me a favor, though.
More sacrifices, please.
Should you ever come across a demonic-looking ship captained by a tiefling, let me know where it is.
Describe this ship.
And I'll describe like the way that the edge looks now. The devil's fin.
Shipcloth,
Yes.
the one that you were mutinied off of.
Yes. They're not very bright. They threw a sea elf overboard.
We'll drown this fish yet.
Mother Claus grins and says, well, I saw that ship in Orlumbar not 48 hours ago.
Dun, dun.
How dare
Dun,
you ruin my surprise?
I like
It's the
this
first
dragon.
time I've had a chance to ask about it in ages.
This dragon's
Yes.
awesome.
We'll ask the hippo guys about it in the astral plane. They'll know.
I presume they were there to visit the hag. She is known for enchanting ships so they can sail under the water.
The sea elves are like, well, that's kind of useless.
Well, you've seen his ship actually escaped you
Oh,
by
right.
sinking underwater and
Yes.
continuing on its way.
Right. Oh, never mind then.
But with that, Mother Claus just says, a deal has been struck. Your word has been given. I look forward and hope you can find Captain Norexis and the crew. And she describes a male gold dragonborn as the captain, and then wishes you well, and your ship again creaking rather dangerously as Mother Claus leaps off and takes flight.
Montauk immediately runs down below deck to assess the damage.
She perched on the other side.
She did, which kept the water out.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but what when it goes back? Like, because isn't it going to overcorrect a little bit?
It's still flesh.
She's subtle enough that, I mean, it lowers down. There is some water that comes in, but again, it's not incredibly dangerous amounts.
So the ship we're looking for is called the Bobbing Bottle?
The Bobbing Barrel.
Barrel.
Okay, well, I guess I'm attaching this to the top of the mast.
It will look good at the peak of the ocean's peak.
I suppose, yes.
Okay, I will fly up and attach the new pennant.
Is it okay to fly multiple pennants? Like, do we have multiple?
Yes,
think you have to
Okay.
you can fly multiple pennants because you can show allegiance to a country, and then this is a merchant, company's pennant.
Mm,
I think a dragon is a little more of a warning than a country.
judging by Mother Claus's size, or if I just happen to know, how old was that dragon? Like, was that a proper?
That was an adult brass dragon, wasn't it?
Give me a nature check.
Was it a brass dragon?
Guidance.
Gold. You said
Bronze
gold.
dragon.
Oh, bronze.
Oh, bronze.
Yeah, golden in the sunlight, but it was
Ah.
bronze.
Is brass like bronze?
5.
Scrappy would look good in bronze.
I will point
It
out
was
the
it was
figurehead.
old. You would know that Mother Claus has been around for longer than you.
The figurehead of the Dragon's Edge was a bronze dragon.
So is it Mother Claus?
No, it just was a bronze dragon because they're the ones that if I remember correctly, they're the ones that live in the sea.
Yeah, they're the trade ones, aren't they? Or they communicate and interact with people more than other dragons.
So Patrick, I have this ability, and I suspect that it doesn't matter which two metrics I'm going to ask for. They're superior in all of them, I'm guessing,
Maybe not total
Yes.
class levels.
except for maybe fighter class levels.
Not fighter class levels, no.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh god.
Yeah, they're a 12th level spellcaster.
Yeah. Montauk's going to look at this thing going and go,
Just start
allying with
edging,
that is better than enemying with that.
edging himself backwards.
Like I would have known of this company, right? Presumably.
Yes, this is a very famous company up and down the Sword Coast. Ishka's old captain is actually working for them now.
I should have asked for music rights to for the organization to play at all their.
I'm pretty sure she would figure out a way to come out on top of that contract. You can't out-lawyer a dragon, Pavo.
I wasn't gonna lawyer. I just want to play my music. Why are you so greedy?
Then why do you need an exclusivity contract? Can't you just show up and put your hat out and be like, independent musician?
I can't recall because it's been so long. This is out of character question. Did we actually make amends with the rich asshole or no? I don't think we did, right?
Nope.
Yeah, so because of the rich
Oh, I
asshole
forgot
before.
about that. I forgot about that. I've forgotten a lot of things lately. My goodness. Did we
Well,
get
my new
offended on
plan.
that island?
My
Hmm?
new plan is to buy this little club. I was approached by a lizard folk last time we were in Waterdeep. So we'll
Mhm.
see.
What was this tavern called?
I honestly can't recall.
What is it? The place.
What was it called, Brendan?
Troll Skull
Alley?
Manor.
Troll Skull Manor.
Alley is the
Yeah,
street it's
yeah.
on.
Oh, don't worry. There's a lawyer there.
With that, you guys continue into Orlebar's harbor. You can see there are a half a dozen ships currently docked. The most eye-catching one, you see there's a little small cog called the Bookworm, and you can see people taking books on and off it. But then a little further down in the fortified docks, you see a ship that is labeled the Carney. And it's almost as broad as it is long, and it's got this huge striped tent tethered to its deck. And as you pull in, there are about a dozen different slips that you can do so. You see the harbor crew waiting for your arrival, and as you lower the gangplank and head onto the docks themselves, you are met by a couple of officious-looking dwarves. Their hair, pulled back, beards very neatly cropped, and they just, quickly question you about any cargo you've got, anything you need unloaded, any business in town, and then looking at the one side, just say, repairs, anywhere we can point you specifically.
We are
What was
looking
the
for
name?
Tevin.
Yeah, Tevin, yeah.
Tevin. They nod and just say, "Oh, very well," and they point you, and the eastern end of the dock, you can see there's a gigantic warehouse, and they say, you go ask there. They have tugs. They can bring your ship in themselves. Very good. And, seeing that you have the scaly eye, they just say, so there's no cargo you're unloading then?
Not today. We're not unloading any cargo.
No, none.
We should probably try to pick up some cargo.
We could.
Some food would be nice.
Well, I figure
And
we're
some
gonna go out
water.
for dinner after we get the ship getting fixed.
Yeah, you guys are, once they understand you guys do not have any cargo, they, sign a slip, hand it off to you, all silver, and you can see the rest of your crew is standing at the top of the gangplank and just saying, orders, Captain?
We'll leave.
Yeah, because the
Yeah.
ship's getting fixed. They don't need to be on it.
Yes, sure leave, but Fumamu, I need to talk to you. Or Utanke, yeah, Utanke.
All right, yeah. Utanke nods and comes down the gangplank and just says, aye, Captain.
That thing that I whispered you earlier, I whispered that to him.
Yeah, he nods and
Give
just
him
says,
the gold, which is twice what it costs. So like the extra 10 gold for him for doing it.
his eyes are wide and he just nods and says, as you will.
Thank you.
And he says, do you want me to do the negotiating with the repair crews and you can be free?
I would appreciate that, yes.
He nods and just says, well, I will endeavor to let you know what they say the repairs should be. Shouldn't be too long. And where shall I find you? And then, he just sort of says, or I can just have a message sent to you if you wish.
Luth, what's a
Um,
good bar?
Luth looks at you and just says, well, what kind of mood are you in? There's a couple of good port ones here. There's the Crow's Nest. It's a
One,
little
not
more rough and
owned.
tumble.
One not owned by that gentleman.
And one we can pass out in afterwards.
Ooh. And then he looks and then he just says, well, you might want, well, I guess it's the Barnacle Bilge. And he sort of points and it's down along the waterfront and he says, it's independent. It's
like
nice.
that.
It's got rooms. Crow's Nest is, well, that's where I'm going. It's a little more rough and tumble.
Okay. Sounds good.
That
And-
does sound good.
We could go to the Crow's Nest and then end off at the other one.
Why give
Uh,
that horrible man any money?
Rubel, with your passive perception, you kind of notice Fumamu smacking Luth on the back.
Like, you shit, why'd you tell the boss where we're going?
Yep.
I guess we shouldn't head there.
Why not?
I guess they would want some time alone.
We just need somewhere where Pavo is allowed to be.
Papa would be allowed at either one of these places.
we can go to the other one.
Is it only Waterdeep that he's banned from, or is he banned from
Up and
A
down the
lot of
coast,
places.
all
but
over
most of the
Technical.
major cities, he will be banned in.
Okay, so
So-
it's not like he can't find a venue to do his singing in. It's just that it's going to be extremely difficult because there's
Well, it's
going to
not
be
like,
affiliated.
Yep.
It's not like I can't do it on the street either. Like set up in a town square or something.
Exactly. But as you guys make your way down along the docks, there is a bedraggled young girl wearing a brightly colored tunic and a jester hat. And you can see a wooden sign next to this gangplank just says, the greatest floating show you'll ever see. And as she sees you passing by, she says, there'll be fire flinging, sword swallowing, tiger taming, and so much more. Shows at high noon and dusk. 5 silver a ticket, 1 silver for children. Come one, come all. Come to the carney.
How do you judge a children? Is it by height, weight, or age?
Age, sir.
All right.
Do you have a senior citizen discount?
Absolutely not.
What about extremely senior?
Well, I'm sure we could make arrangements for that. Let me try and guess your age. She looks at you and she just says, 682.
Oh, you're a bit off. I don't look that old, do I?
I thought you were 1,000.
You look like a crypt keeper.
Yeah, Crypt Keeper.
She is off by 4 years.
Wow, that was actually a guess. And she says, well, tell you what, 3 silver for someone as well preserved as you are. You come back and see me, Little Lion, when you're ready. Tonight at dusk is the next big show.
I think we should see this show.
Ooh.
I feel
yes,
like if we
we
see the show, something bad is going to happen at the show.
Do you remember everything every time things that happen every time we go to a celebration or a festival?
Yeah, we
Oh,
have
said
come
fun.
on. It can happen all the time.
Yes,
It's
it
statistically
can.
impossible.
Remember that time the festival ended and I was in the jail and we were having fun?
That was not a festival. That was us simply drinking our faces off.
Well, we
And
start
I think
with
that was
this.
a you problem.
What problem? Literally, Pablo had the time of his life, so.
Pablo, for
I
some reason,
had the
enjoys
time of my life,
waking up in jail.
and oh,
I don't think he ever really. He woke up in the town square. He got taken to jail where he bought breakfast and coffee for all the coppers and then performed and had a blast.
All right. Well, Montauk's gonna head down to the Barnacle Bilge. Barnacle Bilge?
Barnacle Bilge.
Yeah. And start securing rooms.
All right. Yeah, you can see it is a surprisingly decent looking tavern. You know, it's not the most fantastic place you have ever set foot into.
Hey, for Montauk, as if it's got a roof, it's unimaginable luxury.
I just realized something, and this, I don't know if you planned this, but you are literally Major DeCoverly from Catch 22.
I am.
Wait.
Silent, shout at people, and get rooms for everyone. Yeah, I know, it's Catch 22. It's not supposed to follow.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's, you know, a large half orc behind the bar, got, you know, one eye with a massive sort of scar down the side. There's a few people, you know, sitting around in the afternoon having drinks, a few crew, a little bit of laughter going on. And he says, individual rooms are 2 silver a night, single or double bed.
Could I play for my room tonight? I'll play in the evening. I'll pay for my own drinks.
That means we need 3 doubles.
Persuasion.
Yeah, roll me a persuasion check.
Oh. Okay, so I guess we just got off the ship, so we're probably not well bathed, look bedraggled, and yeah.
Yeah, you ask, and, you know, he cocks an eyebrow and just says, normally I don't like someone to be that forward, but play me a couple of bars and show me if you're worth my time.
guidance.
Oh,
Natural 1. Natural 1. Natural 1.
Natural
I
one.
I agree with you both,
Guidance.
but let's see, because it would be amazing if it's a 20 or a 1. So I'm gonna shake out my feathers and kind of look a little bit presentable, you know, straighten my jacket, pull out my little guitar thing, lute, and sha-sha.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah, you play, and I mean, the music is cheerful and bright and catchy. And he nods and he just says, right. Bad first impression, but you may play tonight if you wish. What's your name? I'll put it up on the sign.
Oh, the magnificent.
Hmm.
Uh-oh.
All right, done.
Oh, hey. Pleasure doing business with you. I'm going to get cleaned up, be a bit more presentable, and I will play this evening.
Montauk's already ordered a pitcher of ale.
All right, yeah. And he looks at you and just says, dark, pale, green, what you like?
Ale.
On the big bucket for him.
Yeah, you
Ale.
see him head to the back, pull down this beautiful, dark, golden amber, ale. He stops it, puts it in front of you, and just says, that's a silver. And you need any victuals? We got snacky things. We get you a tray for 3 silver, or real full food, costs you anywhere up to 5. We got fish stew. We got some fresh salt crusted roasted over the fire, and then we've got like a seafood, seaweed broth, really.
We give him like that's in silver, right?
Yep.
We give him like I guess 5 gold and say like just keep food, make sure there's like lots of food. Is that too little or should it be like 10 gold? I'm trying to gauge what his prices are.
Well, he said rooms are just a couple of silver a night because they are literally just small, tiny rooms. And I mean, as you look at them, you can see they are literally just a kind of ramshackle bed, a half-stuffed mattress, and a mostly flat pillow. There is certainly nothing luxurious about it. The walls are thin, and you can, still hear the sound of the water sort of lapping underneath you.
So like if Montauk's snoring in the next room and you punch the wall to try and wake him up, you literally go through the wall and hit him.
Pretty much.
But more I was saying, like, would say, here's 5 gold, just keep food coming well as long as we're hungry, be the right amount. I'm trying to use Pavo's sense to judge.
Yeah, that would be a lot of money.
Trying to, like, I'm literally playing for my room, but we're going to pay for our food and drinks, so.
Yeah. And yeah, so he immediately, as you do that, just sort of slides the money aside, and immediately some snacks are sort of brought forth, and there's he says, we got some gnome's yogurt, we got some fruit from Chult, and he looks back at the server, and she goes, peach, and he goes, peach, and we got some fried rice balls as well. And there's a large sort of platter of these things that are set forth in front of you, and he says, supper's going to be we can do some beefsteak, some rhubarb pie, and soft cheeses for this kind of food, for this kind of money, if you wish.
Montauk's already cleared half of it.
Yes. Bring it all in.
More.
And don't worry, they're not all that picky.
And with that,
I'm the princess of Malays.
Second princess.
Shut up.
Yeah, the server, sort of looks at all of you and just says, "Oh, not too much of a rind on all of you," and tries to pull something aside from Montauk, and then sort of reaches back quickly, and then another tray of food comes out, and she just said, "What brings you into town?"
I think
you
that was
attacked by pirates as well?
No,
It's been happening a lot.
We got sucked up into the sky and a dragon attacked us on a frozen asteroid.
Don't listen to him. He's already drunk.
We were literally flying through the sky.
Yes, it was pirates.
Through a bag of holding.
Save it for the stage tonight, sweetie.
It'll be in the song.
And, she passes around ales to the rest of you and, says, is there anything special you'd want to hear as well?
Because I thought I was doing the entertainment. Or here, she would like to bring us.
She would like to bring you. She does put this large, mason jar in the center, and she says, "This is one of the great things that we have here. It's refined ochre jelly. You can add it to your ale, and it just adds a little bit of a spicy, fruity mix to it. But it's very, very pleasant and completely safe to drink."
Try some.
Ooh, I'll try that.
Yeah, it is. She shows you and just sort of pours, sort of an ounce into your tankard, and there's a little bit of sort of fizz and bubble, but yeah, it is bright and absolutely delicious.
Oh, how do you want me to do do you want me to roll performance checks for the night, 3 over the course of the night or something?
Sure. I mean, it's still mid-afternoon now, so
okay.
yeah, over the course of the night, we can certainly.
I was figuring it was closer to 6, so okay, mid-afternoon, gotcha.
Well, if you guys want it, you guys can sit here and do some day drinking, and yeah, it becomes closer to 6. But
that's just what I assumed. It's whatever everybody else is thinking.
Montauk's gonna down his pitcher because he's Montauk, and probably with about 6 or 7 ounces of that ochre jelly stuff in it.
That didn't make it solid. It's like the beer's coming out as one, like a canned beans.
All right, so Montauk grabs a spoon and eats his ale, and
Like mother used to make.
And your server says, "Well, I'm Lavia.
Solid.
If you need anything more, Tarnos is the manager and the barkeep. You'll be sweet, and you just flag me if you need anything, or if you need suggestions for anywhere to check out in town. There's, always happy to give you directions if you need to find, any of the shops or local, delicacies, that kind of thing."
Montauk sort of snaps his fingers and points to Scrap Heap and says, someone to fix him up.
Beep boop.
Any temples of Gong in the city?
Tinkerer, an engineer, a very intricate metal worker who makes toys or music boxes.
Well, I guess you'll want Dorwin Wobblerock. He has the Nostrum Arcade. He's always got a variety of goods and doohickeys that he's working on. It's a pretty impressive shop. He's got a variety of staff. He does have a giant that works for him, Globteeth, but yeah, they're all very, very sweet and kind. You can't miss him if you see him around. He's got bright blue hair, and he's just a gnome, but he walks on stilts to make himself feel big. But nobody ever points it out.
Okay, thank you.
Montauk also looks and says, any fighting pits in town?
At that, she sort of rears back and says, "Oh, no, we're not that kind of place. I mean, you kind of want maybe somewhere in Mintarn or something like that, where more of the pirates hang out. We're a pretty classy quiet place around here.
And
And,
Montauk just takes another big gulp out of his pitcher and says, "Shame."
It's like you're eating jellified broth. Oh. No,
Oh,
I was.
Montauk's just totally into that.
Oh God, Anyway,
The
Pablo.
thicker, the better.
Oh,
If there's little
ass.
bits of earth floating in the beer, that's even better.
Wait, can birds gag? I don't know if birds can gag, but
I think technically no.
I was gonna ask her, how many places are owned by insert rich fuck's name here?
She tells you there are 2 taverns that are owned by that sort of chain here, and she says that they've made a couple of bids for this place, but so far we've been able to hold out. Thankfully, a lot of the seafarers here keep us well looked after.
That's good. We always prefer, hanging out in independent establishments. You're the little man.
We support small businesses here.
I found it. Lord Tarkay. That's his name.
How do you have that?
Because I write notes as we go. I have a
Well,
massive text document full of notes. I'll send it to you sometime.
I used to
I'd
write
like
notes.
to see that. Yeah, I used to write notes a long time ago.
Notes at the beginning of this campaign.
You ever write notes?
Before we met, that's why it was a long time ago. Hades won that fight handily. All right, so we're gonna, I guess, go do our things for the day. And are we going to the show? We should all go to the show tonight before we come back and I perform.
What is this show?
Right. We'll go.
I don't know. Tigers and there were lions, and I was gonna get in for like discount price. I figured we should go.
Montauk thinks back and goes,
We're playing D&D.
"It's been a couple of years since Montauk has killed a tiger."
Not
Killed a
allowed to
tiger?
jump into the crowd and kill the performing tiger. We got to agree on that before we go, Montauk.
It is owned by somebody else.
Well, and Lavia will say, "Oh, I went to the show the other day. It was delightful. I mean, I'm just a young girl from Port Scuttle, but it was impressive."
Montauk will go to this show. But first, there is a blacksmith in town.
And I don't have anything in the town to do, so is there a fishing pole?
You could certainly, I mean, yeah, down along the docks, there's always a group of people that are, sort of casting into the waters.
So bar with a literal hole in its floor with the ocean doesn't have fishing poles. That just seems like a missed opportunity. That seems like a missed opportunity. If you had fishing poles, you could be bringing in the fishermen, selling them drinks, especially on rainy days, and they could keep fishing.
And from behind the bar, Tarnos just says, "Yeah," and people get real drunk and start flinging hooks around. How do you think I lost this eye?
Assumed a waltz, but that's way worse.
Not a
Yeah,
bar fight.
some drunkard thought they were fly fishing and whipped back here. So no, the fishing poles got tossed in the fire.
That was my idea. Oh, sorry.
Montauk's going to finish scooping out his ale out of the pitcher and just like grab another leg or like a whole steak or something. And then he's going to sort of nod and say, "We'll be back for more." And heads off to try to find a smith to, for basic maintenance and upkeep of his armor and weapons and stuff.
Yeah, and easy enough to find. You find that as you head out into Orlambar, most of these buildings are no more than 2 stories tall. There's a very small sort of fish market. I mean, clearly this is a town where the repair business is king. You see, there's a couple of small shops that are selling items that have been sort of scrapped or discovered as they move around. You notice there's a couple of half decent jewelers for sure. And after about 20 minutes, you do find a row of smithy shops, including sort of smack in the middle of it. You see the Nostrum Arcade, which is a full 2-story shop, but it also has, clearly a huge burning fire as there's a massive chimney that is sort of smoking, and you can hear the sound of clanging and machinery working inside, as well as the sound of occasional gunfire and other weaponry.
Montauk is very interested in the sound of gunfire and other weaponry.
All right, stepping inside, you find yourselves in a wooden walled area. There are barrels and all kinds of pots and knives just sort of set out even in front of you. You can see off to your left there is a small range with targets set up at the far end and dummies. You can see there are a pair of cannons even as you walk in. And as you walk through the doors, this small goes off just as sort of a way of announcing your presence in here. And you can see just little wisps of yellow and blue smoke come from the cannons themselves. But you see, people milling about. You see a hill giant that is working near a forge on the far side with bellows and just bending pieces of metal into place. You see there is a small sort of alchemy set up in the back right-hand corner, a woman wearing this beautifully colored turban, and you see a couple of blue-haired gnomes, one that is working on a variety of tools, and as you walk in, just sort of welcomes you and showcases with her arm. Over on this side, it's like, welcome to the arcade. I'm Jaren. These are all the tools you could ever want. Repairs for your ship. We have cannons. We have things that will hoist your sails. Better anchors. We have knives, crossbows, weapons from across the realms. What is your pleasure? We can help provide you here.
How much for this? I am riding the bomb.
You hop onto the cannon, and she says, the full-size cannons are 1,500 gold. We will bring them down to the docks. We will include installation for that as well, of course.
I am doing
Yeah,
the most
4,600 gold or 4,400 gold, my friends.
I am giving the most pleading look at the party as I straddle the cannon and mime
Oh, yeah.
wave cowboy hat over my head.
Let me actually look up what cannons cost before I make a pronouncement like
They
that.
actually cost like 12,000.
What cannon?
I know.
Do you accept trades for birds?
We have 4,400 gold. Some of
Oh
us can
no,
go.
here comes the devil's fit again.
We have 4,400 gold. Some of that's got to go to repairs, I'm sure. But
Scrappy, how wide are you? I have a thought.
I don't
Come
know
here.
you that well.
Can you put your shoulders into this cannon?
I am happier here.
Well, I'm not saying we're gonna kill you with the cannon, but I think we could get you real far.
even if what you're proposing is feasible, I don't think I can change my physique to fit in that cannon.
Ishka's just yelling "No, Pavo" over her shoulder.
Montauk considers possibly if he'll fit in the cannon, because that would be a hell of a thing.
Right, let's see if Montauk fits in the cannon.
And then Montauk decides against it. Probably
Montauk
not.
would use
He cannot
Montauk would
take that
use
amount
Montauk would
fire
use that
damage
cannon
and
as a
piercing
handgun.
damage.
No, I'm sure these smart people could make some sort of capsule that we could fire you out of.
Montauk will simply jump.
Be as fast as me.
And
Do I
perhaps
see
as loud as
Peter's
Pavo.
look on his face?
Sorry, what was that?
Do I see a look on Pavo's face that's just like a small child?
Oh, it's the very much the look of a little man with a big gun. Can we get it, please? I'll walk it every day. I'll feed it.
We need to fix the boat, Pavo.
And I point at the can. But
Yeah, they just don't have the cost for it anywhere, which is ridiculous because
They have the
they
cost
exist.
for a ballista?
what's the
Probably just
damage versus
extrapolate from that.
if it's damage versus a ballista, just base it on that. I mean, I'm sure you could do how much does a cannon weigh and then do the iron cost, but I mean, we also have to buy gunpowder, shot. I'm hoping that 1,200.
Well, they have costs for that.
But no, so they have costs for cannons or cannonballs.
They have a keg of gunpowder is 250 gold pieces. They do not have cost for a cannon.
They weren't expecting any players to buy a cannon.
Well,
Well, no, 'cause
that's
even
ridiculous.
in Saltmarsh they don't have it, which doesn't make any sense because they have weapon upgrades like arcane artillery, concussive rounds, explosive rounds. It doesn't give you a price. Oh, adding an upgrade is 15,000 gold pieces, but those are the superior ship upgrades.
What about a bunch of smaller cannons? Like maybe half this size or a quarter the size so we could have them up and down our ship?
As beautiful as that would be, Pavo, it's a bit much. And we don't have Mommy and Daddy's money.
They out. Wait, why don't we have a better ship if your parents would pay for it?
She doesn't need a
Well,
ship.
number one, I am supposed to learn things on my own and experience how the common people live, so I can be a better of better use to my sister when she ascends the throne.
Love
Step
your sister
one.
more.
Also, ours was free.
Damn it, I
Also-
can't even find a price for a frickin' ballista. This is ridiculous.
Listen,
Google it.
how about this idea? We
Get on Earth,
install a cannon in my chest.
Yes, let's do that too.
I found a Unearthed Arcana subreddit. It also doesn't have prices. Jesus.
This
Yeah,
is
that
kind of
subreddit is
like
dependable.
sad and terrifying. Come on, what party isn't going to outfit their entire ship with a couple of like 20-pounders?
Yeah, okay, I found cannons in the Dungeon Master's Guide. No costs.
All right, so in
Jesus.
Storm Rack, remember
Right, 5
Storm
gold.
Rack, the boat one for 3.5. A ballista was about 500 gold. Light cannons were 2,000, and big cannons were 8,000. So that looks like an 8,000 cannon.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
If
There are
we're going with
6-year-old posts complaining about the lack of prices for cannons.
Storm Rack came out 15 years ago.
Yep.
It's my favorite D&D book of all of them. And I'm really upset they've never redone it for 5e because it is the best book.
That's where I got Fomamu and Utanke from.
Really?
Yeah, because they are a seafaring race.
We have
That's why
8,000.
you don't
Oh,
call them deck monkeys. That is a grave insult to them.
this is a deck monkey.
Hey.
So yeah,
Anyway,
cannons.
so-
They're
Light
at
cannons.
least 8,000 gold.
We can get the 2 light cannons. Do you have light cannons?
And with that, Dorwin, stands, and you can see the counter is, while there are gnomes here, he is almost as tall as you are, Ishka, and he will saunter over and say, "Light cannons. Well, we can find you those. I don't currently have any in stock. People have been stocking up because of all the increased pirates in the waters. Don't you know?"
Anybody who has been through here, has there been any tieflings stalking up to defend against pirates?
Well, there's few of my customers are tieflings. Not really one to give out any kind of information about that. What we do here. People expect a certain amount of privacy.
What can you tell us about the pirate attacks?
Well, same as anybody else. They've certainly increased. I know. Heard up and down the coast. I mean, a lot of the big cities we know got attacked. We've heard, stories of, Tentrix down to the south, and some of his, major domos have been around. I mean, I heard that Lord Ichthus was seen not too in the far past, but he was heading up to Port Scuttle. But that's sort of all we've heard. Weird tales about sea creatures and odd things happening, but we get a lot of those tales anyway. What brings you folk into my shop?
Montauk will just point to Scrap Heap.
Looking for upgrades for our friend and our ship once we get it repaired.
Ah, well, and he very sort of nimbly just kind of hops over, and you can see his sort of stilts have sort of springs built in, and he moves very, very sort of quickly over to you, Scrap Heap, and his legs sort of lower him down and then sort of raise him up to where he's almost eye level with you, and he just says, "Well, I've not seen one of your kind in quite some time. Quite some time. Oh, you're yeah. I've worked on a couple of nimble rights, but never an actual warforged. What exactly are you looking to have done?"
And Scrap Heap pulls out the items that we have found on the ship, quote unquote found. I need to have these items installed on me. The eye parts and the switchblade, the arm blade. Sorry.
Yeah, the arm blade. Well, and he sort of looks you over and he goes, "Do you mind?"
Please go ahead.
And yeah, so you see him sort of reach in and he feels around your shoulder joints, and then up in around your head, and he's like, I can probably, I can see how a little dent in. I can certainly give it a try. We're looking at, I'd say a good 650 gold should cover it.
How much gold does Scrap Heap have?
I can cover that. That's not a problem.
Damn. All right. He he looks at you and just says, "Great. When do you want it done?"
I want this done right. So what do you say?
Well, give me an hour and I can diagram a few things out. The actual work itself, if Jaren sort of assists, I can probably get done tonight if you want.
Well,
It shouldn't be more than a few hours.
if he's gonna be under the knife. Now, I'll pay for this scrap heap. But what if we put a music box in your chest that can attach to my guitar to make it louder?
And
So
you
you-
actually see Dorwin smiling. He's like, "Oh, I can do that."
No, please. I do not want to be
Or
some kind of an amplification unit for powers.
Oh, you're
Go
on
to
louder.
11, Scrappy.
What about a foghorn? I can
You
always
beat
put
me
a
to it.
foghorn in.
It could be foghorn, leghorn. We get 2.
I want to give you an inspiration with that. It's so bad it's good.
Why would you install the foghorn in Scrap Heap's leg?
It could be foghorn, leghorn. Is that name funny? I think it's funny.
The chest sounds better.
I say so. I say. I think it's funny.
I do declare.
I think.
Well,
Come on, can we make you an amp, as you say?
Montauk, you can find almost any weapon you can imagine in this place.
A great sword that does 2d20.
Yes, but it comes with a curse.
That's bad.
The curse solves global warming.
Does it at least come with a free Frogurt?
It does.
Ooh.
Frogger contains sodium benzoate.
Powers,
Matt.
stick with your music.
All right. And Scrap Heap, he will tell you to follow him. He leads you into sort of a back area, lifts a trap door, down a set of stairs, and you find yourself in what he says. Well, this is my actual workshop when I'm working on these kinds of things.
Ah. It looks quite quaint.
Let us know if you see Keanu Reeves, because you're in the wrong game if that happens.
So this workshop, you can see there are wooden tables with a variety of instruments on it. There is a slab set out that currently has some sort of homunculus on it with large electrical coils that arc electricity back and forth between them every once in a while.
I want to do a quick insight check because this is starting to set off every red flag in my head. I want to be sure I didn't just step into something.
Also,
really
are you saying I could get a amplified electric lute?
Give me an insight check, Scrap Heap.
Is it safe? Is it safe?
He seems very excited, very sort of knowledgeable. It's hard to sort of get a read. He clearly has some sort of tinkering skills and abilities,
Okay.
and he seems very sure of himself.
All right. I trust this person right here.
All right. He tells you
Wanna
to.
come in and hold your hand? Sure, no funky business happens. Oh, there we go. Oh, so you said there were electric musical instruments around.
No, electrical coils that are at the top of this sort of slab that Scrap Heap is on, arcing energy sort of back and forth. And, he puts, sort of what appears to be some sort of liquid onto a rag and puts it over your face and says, breathe in and then realizes after about 5 seconds that you don't breathe, and he just sort of lifts it away, and he just says, "Do we have any way of? Can you turn yourself off or something? I don't really want to take your arm off while you're awake."
Wait. He can
He's semi-conscious.
he can agree to having a spell cast on him, right? Like if it has a saving throw.
Yes, you can choose to fail.
So could we do either? I don't think sleep. I think he has too many hit dice at this point. But would catnap put him out for long enough for the procedure? It doesn't say. Let's see.
Yeah, catnap. I think you're out for a minute.
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
What about if I choose to pass out?
What if we just knock Scrap Heap out?
Montauk cracks his knuckles.
That's what I thought.
I would literally let Montauk hit me. I'm not even going, critically, just advantage. Just go at it. Knock me out.
At that point, do you even need to roll?
Figured it out. I look for an off switch.
It's in my butt.
Why do you know that?
It's always in the butt or
I mean,
somewhere else.
Because it's the last place anybody would expect.
Yeah, I will allow you can go into a trance and then take the catnap spell if you wish as well.
Yeah, I'll go into a trance and pass out at the same time. Catnap.
I will take that off my spell list.
I should install a sleep function in my
Some sort of
programming.
He wipes his hand down with alcohol. You see him pull a variety of tools out of different types of drawers. And then once Montauk shuts off, he just turns to you, Montauk, and just says, you want to just slice this off with your axe? It'll be quicker.
Montauk pulls out his sword. This is a sword, not an axe.
Oh. Well, and he pulls out Montauk's arm, and you see him with a little bit of paint draws a line. Sorry, yeah, Scrap Heap's arm.
Montauk is about to object to this very strongly.
Yeah, he sort of opens and holds Scrap Heap's arm out, and with a line of paint along the sort of joint, just says, I need you to strike here cleanly to try and remove it, and then it'll sort of just twist and come off.
Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah, with that, your great sword whoosh, slices through, and there is sort of a crack, and Derwin pops Scrap Heap's old arm off at the shoulder, and his assistant gets the new one in. They fit it in, and time for me to roll. Well, that's pretty great. That is a natural 20. So he is able to get this arm in very easily. There is a little bit of sort of ointment that he rubs in, and you guys actually see the wood in Scrap Heap's arm joint sort of grow and attach itself around this new joint that has been formed, much like a plant, growing through a wall or something like that and wrapping itself around something else. And it's easy enough for him. You see him take this massive screwdriver and he will pop the sort of visor off of Scrap Heap, and the new piece almost just sits right on top. And that is a second natural 20, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, he has.
Yay!
With the help, yeah, that is ridiculous. I was hoping there was going to be some kind of effect, but no, it both goes through perfectly well. I will say that, yeah, after the spell is up, Scrapheap, you wake up. Your vision is a little green tinted now, but you now have 30 feet of dark vision. And you also now have your arm blade.
Ooh,
What is the arm blade?
shining.
So I have another piercing weapon. Sweet.
Yep, the arm blade is precisely out of the Warforged Unearthed Arcana.
I'm trying to find the stats for that.
It is, because you didn't take the Iron Fists.
So, real talk. How much, like, of the boat fund to make him a Warforged Juggernaut? Like, right now, like, while he's on the table, upgrade him, make him large-sized, make him a battle unit that's meant to siege cities. What's the cost?
You did not take the right pieces. The Juggernaut pieces were there. There was the Juggernaut Fist, and you guys didn't take it.
Are you serious? Oh, back to the island. I don't care.
Yeah, we'll doom the whole world, but Scrapheap has to be a juggernaut, damn it.
This is far more tragic than Montauk not getting a plasma rifle.
I disagree.
So with that, Scrapheap, your surgery was completed very successfully. No lasting side effects whatsoever. You come out of your trance and you feel just fine.
I can move my arm up and down, rotate it, no issues, anything.
Yeah, if things had gone wrong, you would have had a couple of levels of exhaustion, but because my dice were incredibly friendly to you, nothing happened.
Sweet. Can I? Okay, I'm gonna test. Not test it out. I'm gonna check out my blade. Swing.
Yeah, it springs forth. It's a good long sword length, and it is in fact a +1 weapon.
Oh, yeah.
This +1 weapon. He has one more weapon now, Patrick.
Well, no, he's had the Moontouch longsword this entire time. It's just a
Yeah,
longsword that
I
casts
don't
light.
I mean, he's got an
I don't know.
extra weapon. He has +1 weapon.
And a +1 shield. So, bow before me.
I've had a +1 weapon for ages.
Stop rubbing it in. Also, he can't be disarmed from that with that one.
Correct.
So if anybody's gonna heat metal me, oh my god, that's gonna hurt.
They'll just heat metal you regardless.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt.
Oh, quick, let me make a note of that.
Oh, come.
Yeah, you played a bard and dropped that spell for long enough.
I
He
couldn't.
played a part in the jungle. How many metal were
I
there?
had like
I
3
would never
opportunities
do it.
total to do it.
In the
Great
jungle.
No, not
Ezekiel
you.
also basically never used it.
Oh, you mean Serena?
Yeah, Serena.
Hey, I
Yeah.
couldn't help it. So, heat metal and stinking cloud were my two go-to spells.
It's like Pavo and Shatter.
I don't know. It seems like the limited experience I've had with Serena is she is just a walking sexual harassment seminar.
Okay, full disclosure, Serena was originally a kleptomaniac bard. The sexual harassment is new.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad that I get that exclusively.
We will eventually restart the demon play. Oh, once this fiscal year is all over.
Coolio. All right.
All right.
so-
With that, I will say it is now coming on evening time. You guys are in Orlambar here in the capital. You are tracked down by Utanke, and he says the repairs will be negotiated down. He got it to 500 gold, but he does nod at you, Silver, and say your request has been fulfilled as well.
Thank you.
All right, 500 out of the party boat
I want
fund.
to ask
Wait,
this
hold on. The 500 for my upgrades, I'm gonna pay that from my pocket.
Nope, 650 for your upgrades,
Okay,
which you
fantastic.
didn't negotiate, and 500 for boat repairs.
and when he
Down
after
to
he showed
39.
interest in turning Scrap Heap into an amplifier, which Scrap Heap, last chance, please.
Nope.
Oh come
You
on!
had your chance while he was unconscious, and you didn't take it.
Oh, I
You
would spend the
did-
spell point again. We can do it again, no problem. I'll plug the cable into your butt. It'll be amazing. Anyway, I will ask him if he can make a standalone unit, a much louder version of my lute. That can amplify the music far, far louder than anything anyone's seen before.
He looks at you and just says, "Well, that's something to think about. I mean, you could sort of just stand in front of a bullhorn or something like that, but you want."
Bullhorn inside. And want
I mean, there's
Wow.
magic that'll do something like that. I don't know if there's.
Can't do it with this magic. And I point at his computers and electronics.
He thinks about it and he says, "Well, I'll 50 gold, and I'll start the research. And give me your name, and I'll send you a message when it's if I think I can do it and when it's done."
Would you start tonight if I gave you 100 gold?
Roll me a persuasion check
All right.
with advantage for dropping 100.
We'll have 800 and something after that. Oh, open up my sheet. Oh.
16. He looks at you and just says, "Yeah, I was going to go to the Carney tonight, but for 100 gold, I will. I'll get right on that for sure."
And on top of whatever it costs to make it, no, you're getting full credit for amplified music.
Aye. And he will also now say, "Now that you're, customers of mine, if you're, who specifically was that tiefling you were asking about earlier?"
Am I there, or is this something that Pavo is going to have to navigate?
No, you're here. You're right next to me.
You're all
Okay.
there.
I'm going to be honest with you. There's a tiefling that we know is in the area and is a pirate.
Oh,
And-
Callus.
Yes, him.
Oh, yeah, he's a good customer. You got a problem with him?
I can't decide if I want to put my crossbow at this guy now.
He's making my. I just paid 100 gold for my goddamn.
I know. Old Silver is going to unbutton his, or not unbutton, but like pull back his like very unbuttoned shirt and show the bullet holes, like the scars from when he was shot by Callus.
Oh,
You could say that.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm sorry. I only know him as a customer. I mean, he's friends with the Enchantress. That's sort of all I know. But I mean, he hangs out at the Crow's Nest. I know he was talking about some sort of business down in Port Scuttle as well. There's, I don't know, some kind of giant pearl was found down there.
Insight.
Roll me an insight check.
Ah,
He's very nervous. Seems to be telling the truth. No obvious signs of lies coming from him.
You sell him a cannon recently.
Yeah, a couple.
So now my old ship has cannons on it. That's fantastic.
You
Well,
cheat
they
before?
they haven't been installed yet.
Who would be doing the installation? Would he, his crew, or were you going to do it for him?
Well, they went out to the Enchantress's place. I think he's going to have her do something arcane to them.
Are you then going to install them?
Well, if he pays as well.
what's the legality on like arming a pirate ship in this town, Patrick?
Perfectly
Like,
legal.
It's legal to arm a pirate ship?
Yeah. The Enchantress charms or enchants ships to sail underwater.
Brendan, you live in America.
This is, I mean, it's not Mintarn. It's not open,
We were
where
basically told it
pirates can
wasn't
walk
allowed.
openly. But I mean, Orlebar, he will, tell you that. I mean, we used to look after, the Water Davian Navy and Baldur's Gate, but that kind of business isn't doing what it did anymore. And I mean, Callus isn't. He hasn't been robbing ships from what I've heard, but he's been trying to sort of recruit. But I'm sorry, I didn't know that he had done any of this. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry.
You know, he threw me overboard and took my ship.
That's kind of dumb, though.
It is, yes.
How would I possibly know that?
Yeah, how would you know that?
That wasn't really that was a rhetorical question.
I don't know what rhetorical means.
Anyway, and he looks over at Pavos like, I will start looking into this tonight if you still want.
Yes.
If not, you can have your gold back.
No, please. And I will give him 15 more gold if it can shoot something too.
I'll see what I can do.
I'm down to 800 gold.
Montauk is across the shop talking to one of his assistants and trying to figure out if like a boat anchor on a handle would be an acceptable weapon.
It would be. You should do that.
And the assistant will tell you, well, we actually had like an orc in here the other day, or maybe it was an ogre, I'm not sure. We actually fixed up their arm, that they actually have an anchor as an arm.
I recognize this, don't I?
That is Callus's first mate.
Aha. Yeah, no, I recognize that. And so Montauk's like, yes. Do you know where this orc is? Montauk would like advice as to the use of anchors as weapons, which is both half true and half not true.
Give me a persuasion or an intimidation check. How are you playing this?
As sly as possible. I'm not trying to tell me where they are now.
Then give me a deception check, please.
Here we go. 9 is not great.
And
but the best you're going to get out of me.
Yeah, the assistant will look at you and just say, well, if he's with the rest of his group, he's probably in the crow's nest. Though I heard them talking about the Enchantress and also, talk of going to the carnival ship.
Perhaps the carnival is a fine show to see. Also, can I have a handle put on an anchor? Because that sounds cool.
He thinks about it and says, yeah, we could probably do something like that. You want to just do do you want the edges sharpened so it's like a giant pick, or are you thinking bludgeoning?
Montauk thinks about that for a second. These are many good options. Pick. Let's do pick.
All right, so we're looking at a large war pick.
I was thinking like something bigger than a war pick.
Well, that's just what I'm saying, like an enlarged
Yeah.
version of a war pick. So it'll do both types of damage. We can figure that out. He looks at you and just says, now you want like a leather wrapped handle? Do you want like a wood handle put around it and then a wrap on top of that? Do you want a sling so it fits over a shoulder?
Leather wrapped handle with sling. Rough leather. Montauk's hands can handle it.
All right. They will say, well, let's see, an anchor, probably be about 80 gold.
Montauk immediately drops 80 gold.
And
because this is badass.
yeah, and so with that, Gobteeth will come over and pick it up and just say, I will fix it for you. And you see him, he spreads out his hand. He says, put your hand in mine.
Montauk very gingerly puts his hand inside this hill giant's hand.
Yeah, and you see him look at it, and he wraps a couple of fingers around, and he goes, not bad. And then you see him do a couple of quick sort of measurements with his own fingers around the main length of the anchor to see where he needs to sort of shave it down and fit it to your own hand.
All right. And in giant, Montauk will say, best of luck with the work.
And he will grin, and you can see exactly why he's called Globteeth. His teeth are basically just down to nubs. And he will nod and respond to you in giant and say, I will forge you something good.
Montauk has no doubt. Have it delivered to the Ocean's Peak.
He nods.
All right. Now, who wants to go to the circus?
We could do that.
You guys can easily find somewhere to sell your basic weapons and items here in the marketplace. You will get standard costs, half their value. And then let's take a 5-minute bathroom break. And if you guys want to go to the Carney, you can certainly do that.
I have another plan that I want to discuss during the break.
Oh, ooh, what plan do you have?
That's why the
Well,
plan
the ship is definitely here. It's definitely underwater, presumably. Several of the party can swim underwater and breathe fine.
Oh,
we
is
all
this a sabotage sort of deal?
This is to steal my goddamn ship back.
Are we gonna have time? We need to meet Abilene.
Alright, so if Old Silver becomes Admiral Old Silver, it's going to be Captain Pavo after that.
Commodore Silver.
Commodore Silver, Captain Pavo, at your service. Be right back. Also, I want to do a whole ship of Aarakocra. That would be nuts.
I don't think you can have enough nautical experience on a whole ship of Aarakocra.
Hey, all Aarakocra and one Old Silver. Done.
I mean, aeronautical is a type of nautical.
I'm gonna go if I keep talking. Be right back.
Yep, go.
Try and I want us to try and steal my ship back.
Oh man, my anchor's getting delivered to the Ocean's Peak though.
Yeah, I mean, well, celebration afterwards. We have the hammer, anchor. Also, I was trying to point out the anchor has 2 prongs. You could have one that was a pick and one that was like a hammer.
Well, that's what Patrick was saying. It's like a war pick, and war picks have a blunt end and a sharp end.
They don't. I don't think they have the ones in the rules do, but presumably you could do that. Like nobody would.
D8. It's piercing.
Yeah,
have
war
a
pick
lot of,
by
like-
default is just piercing.
Well, here's the thing though. I've already got a piercing weapon, but like,
But I will say, because you're going to have a larger one, it can be make it
side
a
of it.
D12 bludgeoning and a D10 piercing.
done.
You know what? A design space I didn't really explore at all with the weapons. Split damage on a melee weapon. Like, there's no melee weapons that deal part bludgeoning and part piercing.
How complicated do you want these rules to be?
I mean, like, a big, like a maul or something that deals a D6 piercing and a D6 bludgeoning.
Just because you've driven a nail through it or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, there are some weapons to do it, but I mean, even what is it? The offhand attack with a glaive. I mean, you do piercing at one end, and then when you swing around with the butt, I guess
There's
that's
weapons that have
bludgeoning.
access multiple up to damage types, but like damage types almost never matter anyway. So it would be kind of fun to be like, I hit you really hard with this, and it breaks your bones, but also there's a sharp pointy end, so it also stabs you.
They used to have double-sided weapons in 3rd edition when like
Basically, what this is, right?
kind of, except for I flip it around and I decide which way I hit you. The double-sided weapons were think like Darth Maul from the Phantom Menace.
Oh,
Like, yeah, like
well,
it's for 2-weapon fighting.
double-sided the other way.
Yeah, no, they used to have a weapon called the Dwarven Urgosh, which was fucking hilarious. It was like a claw hammer on one end and like a pick on the other. It was the most unwieldy looking thing, but like you could do bludgeoning and piercing damage.
It sounds something you'd find in Warhammer.
Maybe.
You guys have done nothing I prepared tonight, by the way.
Oh,
Look, I figured
Really?
out test aids here. Damn it,
Back.
You
or
could
callus.
nudge us in the right direction.
we're going to the.
I have.
carnival.
I've mentioned Port Scuttle a couple of times.
We're supposed to go to Port Scuttle.
I don't think Ishka remembered she was supposed to go to Port Scuttle.
Why was Ishka supposed to go to Port Scuttle?
She promised her old captain she would to collect that giant pearl for him.
Oh,
He gave her money.
Shit. I remember that. Before we
I have no memory of this.
I'll have to check my notes, but I have some vague.
I remember.
Yeah, no,
those-
there's a couple of things at Orlambar. The other one is Fornith Doris. He was asked to bring this enchantress back to the Arcane Brotherhood.
I was muted. Fantastic. No, I remember that, but I thought that Port Scuttle, that's not the place where the pirate captain is that we're going, right?
That is Skaug is the place with the pirate captains. Oh,
Okay,
you
that's-
were told today that Lord Ithcus had actually talked about it.
Yeah, because I thought that pearl thing was where the pirate captain is.
Friend of Ishka.
So that's
Yeah.
my bad.
My notes say friend of Ishka's meets us at Castle Never. Port Scuttle fishmonger found a large black pearl. Her friend wants to buy it and resell it to get a boat. Wants Ishka to travel south to get the pearl from his contact.
God
Yeah,
damn, dude.
My bad. I got the
write
the
notes.
places
See?
mixed up.
That's what I was talking about earlier. Like my notes when I was taking notes were way more basic. He is in depth.
This is
Yep.
the benefit of playing a character that doesn't talk a lot. You can spend more time writing notes.
I have to come up with dumb jokes all the time.
Okay, so in fairness, when you do characters who talk a lot, you still write a shit ton of notes.
Yes, but they're slightly less detailed.
Literally, this is one of the reasons, besides a great attitude, fun characters, terrific human being, reasons I play with Chris, he writes the fucking notes.
Now,
Chris has been doing that since day one.
Yes, and I've noticed, and that's why I am gonna follow wherever what game he's playing in. He's stuck with me because I realize he writes
joy.
notes.
Yay!
Kennedy Deer's best friend.
Ian's trying to kill my character all the time.
No, it just happens.
It just happens all the time.
It doesn't happen all the time. It's happened once.
To be fair, Ian does kill his own character quite often as well.
This is true.
Name 6 times.
Also, Steph kills his character.
Sometimes
Steph-
intentionally.
No, no, I did not kill Ian's character. Ian killed himself by being an idiot.
Killed me.
Said the person who set the forest on fire.
I mean, the character who used the axe that killed his character was Steph's character.
There's 2. So there's one where Steph killed me, and one where apparently light filters through silty water to the point where people on the surface can see it. All I'm saying.
20
you got
feet
the whole
deep
team
with a
killed
circle of light that
30 feet
fills
in
20. Yeah.
Bright light. It's a big bright
See?
light.
After the entire party said, let's not cast light. And the first thing you do when you get underwater, I cast light.
Well, I mean, that is all fair and absolutely correct, and probably why we died. But
Probably.
specific gravity of that water would not have allowed that much light through.
It just had to let enough through.
I work with soil and hydrometers and water and all that shit all day. And it
There was
just
also somebody shooting a rider off a dragon that got the dragon involved in the fight.
Listen,
Yeah.
the dragon was involved in the fight as far as I was concerned.
Let's not bicker and argue over who killed who.
I'd
I
love
don't know
that
who this
again.
is.
why not?
Yeah,
I'm enjoying
Action
it.
cover-
I like
Next thing I-
bickering and arguing over who killed who.
Yeah, the next thing I want to do is change Lost Mines of Phandelver to be a run into Red Hand of Doom, because I actually think you could do it really easily and nicely.
I feel
Ooh.
we could have won that fight too if we had played our cards better.
I also think you're losing perspective. Winthrop is much better when the worst thing he did was mild sexual harassment because he was naked anyway because of acid.
And
Oh, I
surviving by
remember that.
1 hit point for stabbing some of the moss eye stalks in the tomb.
Oh, that
Yeah.
they deserve that. Like, come on, you're gonna stab it. You're gonna poke him out. Like, I stand by that because Ian would have done. No, I wouldn't because it's alive.
All right, what do you guys want to do with your evening in Orlambar?
Montauk
Do the
tells
show.
Montauk
Sorry.
tells Old Silver that the crew of the Devil's Fin is at the carnival.
That does not change Old Silver's goal.
If they're at the carnival, presumably there's got to be a rear guard on the ship, but we can deal with the rear guard.
Wait. What do they look like? Do you know? Can you give me a Oh, wait. I know what they look like because we
You've
saw
been
them.
here, we've seen them.
Well, they remember. I don't think. Can we disguise myself well enough that I could go and try and convince them I'm a drinking buddy and get them as far away from the ship while you guys sabotage the ship?
Steal the ship, Pavo.
ship,
Also,
yes.
you are the most noticeable person in our group. Testain has seen you.
Oh, maybe I pretend like you guys don't like me.
You're
Testain
assuming-
has seen you.
Oh,
I
a double
With two
agent.
shells, a water genasi, a Mechanical Man and Montauk. And you are the
And
most
Princess.
memorable person.
You figure. Is it my beautiful voice?
Yes.
Quote unquote beautiful.
You're a
Oh,
peacock.
oh, my feathers droop. I am.
And I love that about you, but you are not subtle.
I could be a spy.
Chavo, you have as much chance as being a spy as much as Montauk has a chance of joining the gnome clan, the gnome race.
Montauk can fit in slender spaces if Montauk thinks positively.
We could dye his hair. And
Montauk is technically a medium creature and can fit into a small space if he really wants to.
Somehow.
Exactly.
Thank you, Wizards of the Coast.
Hey,
No, druids. Druids are the ones with the post.
Yes.
Yes, you're welcome.
Okay, so I still want to go to this carnival because I know something horrifying is going to happen there, and we
Yes.
need combat. So let's go to the carnival.
We
getting
could
in
take
for
my
a
ship
Okay,
back.
nothing's going to happen. We're going to have a good time. We're going to chill out. We're going to have some drinks. We're going to see a show. We're
You're
going to
saying,
relax.
you're
gonna be
saying this
great.
explicitly to jinx it, aren't you?
No,
I'm not saying let's not go to the carnival. I'm saying let's get my ship out of the port first.
but then we can't go to the carnival.
What time is it?
It is just before dusk, so the carnival will be starting soon. But the carnival also runs multiple shows, high noon and dusk.
We can't go to the carnival if we're on the run with your old ship. And who's in charge of the new ship?
Oh,
We'll
Silver,
figure that out
Aren't
later. I literally have been looking for this ship for hundreds of years.
Silver.
I thought you were only 182.
678.
I thought it was
Oh,
470.
600.
Yes, 682. I'm 678.
Okay, so what if we do a minor thing to the plan, okay?
Okay.
Fly over with some oil and a little rag, and we light it on fire, and I drop it on the ship, and we burn it, and you end this stupid obsession and just hang out with us forever.
It's almost certainly we didn't see it coming into the port, right?
Correct.
It's almost certainly underwater, Pavo.
I don't want to
Gonna
spend
sit
the whole night looking for your dang ship.
Yes, the harbor is large. We would spend all night looking for it.
When there's a
Can't be-
carnival.
It can't be that hard to find a ship. It's a ship.
Where
What
are
if-
we with the repairs for the ship we currently have?
Repairs are underway. You are told it will take at least another full day's work to get them repaired. Presumably, you will have your ship back by noon of the following day. So you've got an entire day and a half.
Yeah, and then
So let's go now while all of the pirates are distracted by the carnival, and then we can go to the carnival tomorrow.
Yeah, and then if things go sideways trying to get your ship back, we're boned because we don't have an avenue of escape.
Here's another thought. Those cannons are going to get delivered, and we could slide 2 people into each cannon. We could put cannon plugs on them because that's how they don't want water getting in and making the metal rust, right? So we put Montauk and Scrap Heap in one, and Ishka and Rue in another, and I can be flying up high, and old Silver can be hanging out underwater, and just like boom, they pop out. Bear comes out of a cannon. Robot Man comes out of a cannon. We take the ship and ride off.
We
And-
have the
No.
cannons, Pavo.
No, the cannons are get. Oh, did we get the cannons? I thought they were being delivered.
No, they have the cannons. They're getting the cannons enchanted.
Oh, I thought they were being. Oh, sorry. I thought like 2
No.
cannons being delivered
yeah,
to.
they're going to
They
make them
have
plus
the
one
cannons right
cannons.
now.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Sorry, that was
But
entirely
all right,
about. Yeah. Okay.
if we at the very least, let's find the ship, right? Like let's try and find the ship.
Yeah, Ishka's more than willing to like to scout, to like track
Just-
things down, help you.
I can
Just
fly
we don't
harbor.
have an avenue of escape right now if things go sideways.
land, or we
I
just
mean,
fly away.
well, let's see what the situation is. Let's see if we can find it in the harbor, and if there's like 2 dudes on the ship, we can take it.
Not
If
gonna
there's
find it,
an
so we might
issue
as
that we might have like a problem, we don't try and take it.
if it's already dusk, we might as well go to the carnival and look tomorrow when there's light.
I pull out my gem of seeing.
Light's
Alright.
not that much of an issue, actually.
For all of us. It might just be me. I can't remember who has dark vision.
Most of the party, I think, has at least half of the water party has dark vision.
Warforge. Scrap, he just got his dark vision eyes, so he's good to go.
Yeah, so 3 of the party
Oh.
members who don't need to breathe air have dark vision.
So I've got a job tonight. So I've got to.
That's
Hey.
fine. You can.
Well, you can swim actually, but yeah,
And fly. I am multi-purpose. I'm a triple threat. Swim and fly. I'm a Canada goose.
What are we doing? What and how are we doing?
let's scout tonight, and then tomorrow we can go to the carnival. Like right now, we know they're all at the carnival.
We hope they're all at
So
the
we
carnival
heard-
because the
we
carnival
heard-
has multiple shows a day.
Yeah, you heard they were going. You don't know exactly which show they were at.
Perhaps this is why we should go to the carnival now. If they are at the carnival.
We could
Then
kill
Why is it spotted? As we said, Pavo has been seen by them. We've all been seen by them.
Yes, but they will be looking at the carnival and not us.
There's
Iska
Dude,
shapeshifts into a cat and starts walking away towards the carnival.
I'm walking
Not
with
the right
Ishka.
idea. Wait, that's just making it sus.
All right, yeah. Ishka, you easily make your way up towards the carnival ship. You see the young girl, the little lion, is taking coins from a few spectators. You actually see the backside of Fumamu at the top of the gangplank as you arrive, and you see there is a group of very well-dressed dwarves that are trying to haggle ticket prices to no avail and end up paying the 5 silver pieces each, kind of grumbling until Little Lion tells one of them, "But we will announce you, Lord Goldfinder. Don't you worry about that." And they get sort of a happy nod out of them as they head up the gangplank.
So I'll just kind of like try and dart in. I'm curious because like I've been on the ship long enough. I would have been like changing my forms enough. Would Fumamu see me and recognize me in my cat form? This is what I'm curious about right now.
Do you have a specific cat that you change into every single time?
Orange Tabby.
Okay. His back was turned going up the gangplank, but you think, there's probably a chance that if he saw you, he might be able to recognize you.
Okay, cool. So I'm just going to scamper on in. No offense, not going to wait for anybody because that's going to be sus. Just scamper in and
give me a
start
stealth
looking in.
check.
Not trying to be. I'm a cat. I'm not trying.
Yeah,
to be
but you're still
stealthy.
trying to get past a young girl who's guarding the gangplank.
True.
wanna
Oh, you're getting grabbed by a young girl and pet.
Yeah.
That's fine. Cat. Character sheets. Oh shoot. It's been so long since I've shapeshifted. I can't remember whose stats I'm using now.
There should be an Ishka cat token.
Yeah, I just don't think I updated the stats to reflect what it's supposed to be.
Well, you just
Stealth
have your
before.
mental stat.
Cat will stay the same. It will be the mental stuff that changes. So it
The
doesn't
mental
matter.
stuff. Wow.
Wow. Yeah. You start heading towards the gangplank, and this young girl surprisingly quickly grabs you by the scruff and tosses you off. Roll me a perception check as this happens.
She throws the cat?
You're
Montauk is more impressed.
Wait, doesn't she pop out of her form?
No, she doesn't take damage, but she prevents you from going up the gangplank. And yeah, you were shocked at how dexterous she was with it.
Is there any other way into this carnival?
There is just the large gangplank. I mean, the boat is floating. There are ropes strung down to the sides of the boat that could potentially be climbed. Yeah, you slink off into the shadows, grasp onto one of the ropes, and yeah, with your claws, you can easily sort of shimmy your way up, and you find your way. I mean, you're on top of a massive ship deck, and you can see this tent, is sort of staked down. But I would say, give me a perception check or an investigation check as you're on the deck.
It's very relevant. Our kitten gets in the hammock that way. She jumps up in the middle and then upside down crawls with her claws to the end and then goes up and over and into the hammock.
Yeah, there's a reason I didn't make you even do a skill check for it.
Perception is an intelligence okay, so my wisdom score remains the same.
Yeah, so perception is wisdom or investigation if you want to do specific looking around once you're on deck.
There we go.
Perception, I mean, it is fairly dark. There is some moonlight out. I mean, you get the smell of sort of salt. There is not even another crew person on deck.
The performance deck?
Just the main deck of the ship. I mean, you can hear, sounds inside the tent. You can hear like people talking, the sound of people sort of getting seats. You can smell like the smell of like roasted nuts kind of a thing. But, there's nobody on the deck. You don't see anybody at the wheel or anything like that. There's no other active crew members out on the decks.
So like all the action is happening below decks, basically.
Or inside this tent.
I check out the tent.
All right. Yeah, slipping underneath one of the sides of the tent, you can see there are some very basic wooden benches that are stacked up. There's about 24 people inside this massive, massive tent at this point. You do see the three members of your crew sitting off to one side. You see there's a group of dwarves, just a small coterie of halflings that are there, and then just other sort of various humans and humanoids sort of filling out the seats. There's a small stand with these sort of roasted nuts, and you see there is an older man, long hair sort of tied back, sort of receding hairline, but he is offering free bags of these, sort of toasted nuts to people as they come in.
All right. I'm not seeing anyone from Silver's old ship here.
No.
Okay. And I know that Scrap Heap was following me, right?
Yes.
He was along the dock. So Scrap Heap, as you would have come forward, the little lion, you would have seen her grab this cat and sort of toss it. But she immediately turns to you and, bright smile sort of crosses her face again and just says, 5 silver for the show. Greatest floating show you'll ever see. Fire flinging, sword swallowing, tiger taming, so much more.
I'm just here for the cat.
Yeah. As she
Cat?
threw Ishka
What
away, you
cat?
just heard, meow.
Oh, that furry little thing you're holding, people call it a cat. I've never...
No,
I've
she,
never-
she threw me.
She threw it.
Oh, she threw you.
And I
Oh.
ran away.
Oh, I thought she was still holding you by the scruff.
No.
All right.
No. Give me a perception check as you talk with her then, Scrap Heap.
I can see the universe.
You notice as you are just sort of chatting with her, there is an odd sulfurous smell about her.
Oh, snap!
Can
Oh
I
God, no,
roll?
nose. That's bad. Sulfur.
So with the
Roll your
perception, can I
nose.
roll an
But not
insight?
detectable by a
Can I
cat.
roll an insight to see if there's anything odd about this human girl? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
roll me an insight check.
Damn.
She seems normal enough until, you watch her with a couple of other customers and her mannerism seldom changes. It's very sort of rote, and you get the sense of sizing every single client up, but you can't quite make out what exactly she's looking for.
Anything?
You do not pick up any celestial fiend or but you do pick up an undead, but it is not nearby. It is about 60 feet away. You get the sense of something undead about 40 or 50 feet away, just further down the docks. And coming closer.
Ooh.
Maybe
Walk
he's here
into
for
the
carnival.
show under the water like take a
Just
walk
like
is
just like in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Now, can Scrap Heap tell direction?
Knows location. As long as
Yeah,
it's not
he knows the
total
location.
Okay, so it's just down
just-
the dock.
yeah.
Has Scrap Heap communicated this to us at all?
Nope, Scrap Heap is,
Thanks.
alone, sort of at the end of this gangplank talking to this young woman.
And while all that's going on, since Ishka knew Scrappy was following her, and she doesn't see him yet, she's going to stick with her old crew inside the tent, and she is going to make sure they know that she's there. So she's going to like kind of go up around their ankles, like curl around their ankles, and like hop up on Luth's lap, and just like wait for the rest of the guys to show up.
All right. Yeah, you kind of surprise them, and Luth spills a couple of nuts, and then he recognizes you, and the three of them. But he's slowly sort of, he just kind of scratches your neck and, just leans down. It's like, are the rest of them coming too?
She'll give like a little hopeful, curious kind of like prow. Like, I don't know, maybe, I hope so. Hopefully he
All
gets
right.
it.
And as you are waiting, Scrap Heap, that sense of undead gets much, much closer, and you see two cloaked figures followed by a massive ogre that come up quickly, pay their silver, and head up the gangplank. But you do see the ogre turn his head towards you as he makes his way up, and the gangplank like bends under his weight.
Okay, so before I came here, how far away are the rest of the group when we left them? Any idea?
How far away did the rest of you stay?
I know
Wanted
these.
to go,
Yeah,
but
I know these guys are sort of doing shenanigans around the carnival. So I'm not there, but I'm in the dock area.
Yeah, I figure you're all on the docks, but yeah, Scrap Heap, you've gone down to the gangplank, and Ishka is now on board the ship in cat form.
Ishka wasn't planning shenanigans. She was planning like reconnaissance to determine once and for all, like, what are we doing?
Okay,
Dark,
so
is it?
Scrap Heap just turns and runs towards the group, but not just as far as this area. and he screams since he sees Montauk closest. You guys need to come here now. There's trouble coming.
Okay, well, Montauk looks back at the rest of them and just like nods towards and comes down and like, what?
And Scrap Heap just waves his hand over here. And as these guys are approaching, I tell them that I detected undead approaching this ship.
And then they passed you and boarded the ship.
And they passed me and boarded the ship. And I whisper, whisper to Montauk that this girl doesn't seem right. This girl ain't right.
Devil, undead.
We knew they were coming, so that's
I smell sulfur
surprising.
from her. I smell sulfur from her.
Get to the ship
Okay.
then.
Was the ogre there?
They went inside the ship.
Did he have an anchor for an arm?
Patrick, did he have? Did I see that?
They were all wearing heavy cloaks, but I would say you know what you're looking for. So yeah, you were able to see that he was definitely.
How many?
2.
Yeah,
thought
two
Oh,
two undead and the ogre.
That is
2
only 3.
undead and an ogre.
How dark is it right now?
It's just dusk, so the sun is starting to set.
That is only.
And
that is
also,
Oh, sorry.
did I see Ishka in her cat form go inside the tent? Did I see her do it?
You didn't see her go inside the tent. You saw her leap onto a rope that brought her onto the ship.
Onto the ship. Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna go check on them. I'll be right back. I will take off, fly towards the gangplank, drop the silver because I'm a child. It's based on age.
Yeah, and she nods up at you and thanks you for the silver.
And I will do a quick circle, trying to stay as low as I can while still scanning the stands because it's a big square, right? The boat's like a barge. It's not a boat, it's a barge.
It's a boat, but it is almost as wide as it is long, but it is still a boat. You do see, the tent is enclosed.
Closed. I thought it was open stand. Oh.
Nope, it's a tent. There's a massive circus tent basically lashed down onto the deck of this boat. Give me a perception check as you fly around, though.
Right. And does the circus tent have that? Because they all have hole to let excess heat and stuff out. Does it have that?
You can see there is definitely a large, it's basically the mast that it seems to be lashed to. The sails are taken down. And so there is, a small area around the top that allows for some ventilation.
So I'm going to try, if there's no one around like up here that can see me, I will then try and get a better view, and I should be at least able to see some of the lower stands from up there, depending on the canter of the roof, but I don't know what angle it is. And
yeah, you can look around. And you can see there are a couple of dozen people in there. You do recognize your crew. You see there are some dwarves, some halflings, and then there is, this massive ogre sitting at the end of one of the stands with a couple of heavily cloaked figures next to him as well.
So those are the ones I'm looking for. So them plus our crew, and I'll kind of make a mental note of where they're sitting versus the sides of the ship, and go back and let the rest of the group know. All right, so the crew and Ishka are on what side? West side.
They are towards the back of the, toward the aft of the ship. So if north is north, they're on the east side, and the seats run around the east and then southern section, and the ogre and his buddies are down on the southern end.
Right. So, and I'm just gonna teach you a bit for north is north. And moving on. Yeah, so I'll point out to the rest of the group that okay, so our people are on the north side, and it looks like the one Scrap Heap's talking about is on the south side.
So if north is up here, your crew is here on the south, and the ogre and the cloaked figures are down over here.
And Montauk is going to point out that there's only 3 of them. That means that the rest of the crew are on the Devil's Fin. But that still doesn't mean that Ishka and our crew are not in danger right now. And that we should probably attend this show.
I agree.
Show.
There will be more opportunities to steal your ship back
Or sink it.
or sink it.
Oh, thinking
Well,
it's
yes, why
easy.
don't we just destroy it?
Well, okay. For another time. But if we could have stolen it, that would have been hilarious.
Montauk agrees. Now let us watch the circus. And Montauk approaches
Um,
the little girl.
Yes. Does she register anything on the Gem of Seeing, by the way?
Ooh.
Because when he said there was something wrong with her,
What does the Gem of Seeing allow?
true sight. So I see through like any kind of illusions. I see true shapeshifters in their true form. Let me Google true sight again real quick. Yes, so secret doors hidden by magic, secret material plane. Oh no, that's the spell true seeing. True sight. I can see in normal and magical darkness, see invisible creatures and objects, automatically detect visual illusions and succeed on saving throws against them, and perceive the original form of a shapeshifter or a creature that is transformed by magic. I can also see into the ethereal plane.
Ooh.
Wait, we were just there. Why the fuck didn't you get us out?
That's the
I
ethereal,
can
not the astral.
Yeah. Also, I can see. I cannot interact with things that are on the ethereal plane.
All right. Looking at it, you do not pick up any sense of illusion or false form. Give me a perception check with advantage, though.
Not rolled very well tonight, so
Let's see.
20.
Hey.
20. You immediately pick up this sulfurous smell. You also notice the faintest, what appears to be like a little trail of slime behind her.
Oh god. I don't know what that is. Do I have any idea what that is?
You have
Where's
no
the
idea
sword?
what that is.
Out of character, is it the one the kid that almost died came up with?
It is indeed.
I don't know what that is. I haven't.
Since
But our
we're,
characters don't know that.
since, we're,
Exactly.
since we're spending so much time, like, just sort of negotiating and stuff around, and Montauk is within sight of this particular sulfur smelling girl. As long as if we're going to spend at least a minute here, I would like to know her, if her current hit points and her, let's say, strength score are above that of Montauk. Above, equal, or below.
All right.
Montauk's strength is 20. His hit points are 67.
Hit points are above, strength is below.
This is a tough little girl.
But she takes your money and then after a minute or so, hustles you on board saying, show's going to start. Everybody get in. You guys are all handed a bag of nuts by this elder gentleman. You manage to squeeze in and get some seats sort of in the corner. The dwarves kind of grumble as you move in. And then as you take your seats, there is a sound of sort of music that swells. You can see there are a pair of small stages set up in here, and then there's a large sort of staircase heading down below. And as the music swells, the lights and torches that are in here dim and then flare a variety of different colors as in a puff of this sort of silverish smoke, this lovely woman shows up wearing purple tails and a top hat with a large sort of scepter in her hand, and introduces herself as the great Belladonna Beguile, and welcome everybody to the Carney and the most memorable show you will see in your lifetime floating on the waves. And that's where we'll end it for the night.
Yay!
Oh. All right, the Carnival of Evil. That we don't know is evil, but it's evil.
We know it's evil. We've established this is evil.
Look,
Whatever's weird, like nothing good comes from something that smells like sulfur.
yeah, everything.
But-
This thing is more covered in red flags than a carnival tent.
We're
Normal.
not that genre unsavvy.
Oh wait, no, we are, because what was Bilbo's mother's name?
Belladonna.
And what was she allegedly the child of?
Satan.
I just started The Hobbit again on audiobook, so a fairy.
Oh,
We have Belladonna Took here, folks.
This was literally something I just had kind of sitting on the side that I thought you guys might just walk right past.
Ah,
Of the oddest shit, don't we? Like every D&D game, whether you're running it or in it, somehow the weirdest things get focused on and are the best parts of it.
yes, like us sitting in a
Yep.
bar for like a straight hour of in real time game time, talking about our plan to steal the ship.
Or some stupid shit where offhand characters called the Daves became central to a plot and an emotional, almost romantic trifecta as Hollis is trying to steal them away to protect them.
Well,
Was
no,
it
the big distraction from Tomb of Annihilation was when the goblins stole the shell of the flail snail, and you guys nearly walked away from the campaign for the second time just to chase them down after wanting to go after that one grung that betrayed you guys underground.
Listen, if you want to get players to do something, you either betray them or steal something from them. They
Deep
will go to
Walker
the
Bow
ends
wanted
of
her
the
shiny.
earth to correct that shit.
Yeah, we won that fair and square, and those stupid goblins took it from us.
They were hunting it as well.
Deep
They
Walker
had a
Bow
claim.
wanted her shiny.
Yeah, but
No, they
claim-
don't.
Shiny shell. That's all Walker Bow wanted. Shiny.
Oh no, the destruction, that boom when it took out the whole swarm of undead, like the whole herd, just because the fireball critted on the day. Oh my,
I remember specifically
Breathe.
asking to stand 119 feet away.
Oh, it was perfect. Oh, beautiful.
Who is the Ajani token? Can you?
Oh yeah, that was one of the tokens I had for one of my characters for a one shot.
Yeah, I just assume that any of these characters are basically just characters you dragged into the
Yes,
circus.
but literally, I have that card.
Yeah, well, you told me to use it because yeah, it's for a Leonin character.
Yes.
Yeah. The only guy I know is going to be a problem is Anka down there.
I'm gonna
Everyone
put-
else is going to be a surprise to me.
I'm gonna click on these guys next to Anka.
I've already figured out how it's going to happen. Anka's coming to work for us, and Pavo's going to convince him.
Anka's a pirate. We're killing Anka.
Oh, is coming to work with us. He just doesn't know any better.
So was that a disappointed sigh from Luth when Ishka showed up? Like, for fuck's sakes, you're here again.
A little bit.
Uh,
They can't. They went out for a night, and yeah, their bosses showed up.
Yeah.
Not intentionally. We didn't think you'd be there.
No,
threatened
they're
to
not. They
show
didn't think
up
it's intentional, but yeah, it was. He also got grief for giving up. The good bar that you guys didn't go to. But yeah, so they went out for a night out, and
Did you tell
yeah.
them we weren't going to it?
No, you haven't told them anything yet.
You guys are
Ooh.
dicks just like me.
All right, I will close out the stream. Have a nice night, everyone, and we will catch you next week. Bye-bye.
Why did I say bye?